You are welcome to this training. I'm Samuel also here, and this particular tutorial, I'm simply going to introduce the Pixelab app to you. Yeah, Pixelab is the one of the greatest app I have ever used. Yeah, so the Android users in this particular training are going to use this particular Pixelab in their designs, right? So let me tap on Pixelab and open Pixelab. Yeah, this is the interface, or this is the homepage of the app. Yeah, let me put it that way. This is the interface of the app. When you open it, you are going to see this default background here and default text here. So I'm going to take you through the tools and how each of the tools are used in designing, right? So in this graphic design, or in designing, your ability to use the tools in the app you are using is what makes your design unique. It's what makes you a graphic designer, a professional graphic designer. Are you getting me? So your ability to use the tools in this particular app is what's going to make your design beautiful and going to make you a perfect graphic designer, right? So I'm going to introduce these tools to you. And in Pixelab, listen attentively. In Pixelab, these five main tools are the ones we use most in designing, right? The tools at the top here, they are somehow helping this tools down here, right? Some of these tools are different though, but most of the options or the tools here helps the ones down here, right? So I'm going to introduce you to these five main tools, especially these three main tools here, the three middle tools here. That's what we use mostly in designing, right? So once you tap on each of the tools here, you see that when it is selected, it will turn blue, right? So you see that this first one, that's what it has been selected. That's what the color is blue. When I tap on this one here, you see, when I tap on the A1 here, you see that it has turned blue. That's when it has been selected. And under this tool, you see a sub tools here, and each of these tools here has their works, or has their purpose or their function, right? So I'm going to brief you and introduce you to each of these tools. So let me come back to here, to where it was selected first. I don't know if you have seen the image yet. It seems like something of a set or a Venn diagram that's in here, right? Yeah, so this tool gives you access for you to have default backgrounds. These two provide default backgrounds to you, right? So if you need any of this background here, you can use it, right? So this first folder here, I don't know if you have seen it. This first folder here, once you open the Pixelab app, you are going to see it. Yeah, the name here is my project. All what this folder do is it stores your projects. Whenever you design and you save the design as project, it will be stored at this folder. It's a folder, right? So if I tap here, if I tap on the folder, my folder, you see that I have many designs here that I have saved as folder. Many designs here. All these designs I made it with Pixelab, and it has been saved as folder. So once I save it, it comes to my folder, right? So that's the use of this folder here. And this, as I have said, are default backgrounds. If you want to use any of the backgrounds, it comes out with font 2. So once you choose any background, let me tap on this one here. So it comes with font 8 fonts 2. If you tap where, you see a 3D font 2, right? So each of the backgrounds here comes with a text or a font. So if you want to use it, then you just tap on it. Pixelab has automatically provided this font and text to you, right? So that's the function of the first two here, right? Yeah, so let's move to this particular three tools. I'm going to take time here because we use mostly these tools in our designs when we are using Pixelab. And let me tell you, in design we have three things you have that comes out to form a design. Every design are made up of these three things. The first one is text, the second one is image, and the third one is background, right? Every design have a text, every design has an image that, or a shape that has been used in the design, and the third thing that you will see in every design is a background. So that's how Pixelab has been arranged. So this first tool here, whenever you want to use a text, you come to this first tool. That's why you will see A, meaning you work on alphabet or you work on text, right? Anytime you want to write something, use a text, choose a color for a text, anything, just come to A. And anytime you want to upload an image from your gallery, or you want to choose a shape, anything that's concern or that you use image for, you just come to this middle tool here. That's what it does. It helps you to upload images. Yeah, and this third tool here. This, if you're counting from it, is the fourth tool. So this fourth tool is used to upload background. If anytime you want to choose a background for your design, and if anytime you want to change the size of your design, anything about background and size and your working space, you should just come to this fourth tool here. And this last tool here, all what is that is that it helps you to change the default, change the contrast, the hue, the saturation of the background, to help you create a an effect for the background that you choose here, right? So this tool is helping this fourth one. That's what I can say about it. So I'm going to take you through each of the tools. So the first one, the test tool, or the alphabet tool, as you can see the A. When you tap on it like this, you get sub tools here. These tools are under this A tool, right? So what this tool is done is that, as I told you, is it deals with alphabet, it deals with writing, it deals with text. So anytime you want to write any text, you just come to edit, right? So let me come here and choose the default backgrounds, right? So anytime you want to write something, so this is a new text. That's the writing says new text. So anytime you want to edit the text, you come to edit, so that you edit it and put in a different or any text you want. You can write anything. You can write your name, Dickerson, right? You can write your name, Dickerson, any text, right? If you want to delete the text, you come to this second tool here, then you tap on delete. It will delete automatically. That's what the third text do. I will write here, since it is tutorial, I don't want it to be lengthy, so I will speed up a little bit, so catch up with me. And this third tool here also helps you to copy, as the name implies. It helps you to copy. If you want to make a duplicate of the text or the writing you have done, just help you to copy it, right? So that's what it is done. And let me delete it. Use the delete to delete, right? So this tool next to it is to front. When you are working with elements or text, you will make sure that some of the elements are in front and are on top of the other. So if you want to bring a text on an element to front, you just tap onto front. If you want to bring it to back, you tap onto back. This works hand in hand. If you want to bring a text to front, you tap onto front. If you want to bring it to back, or any other text or element to back, you just tap onto back. That's what the two tools does, right? So once we start designing, you will know more about how it is used, right? So the next tool is position. Anytime you want to position the text at where you want it to be, use the position, right? These are the position. You can see this is left, right, top, down. This helps you to position your text. You can move it to in pixels. So if you want to position it, if you want it to go position it in 9 pixels, you just select pixels so that it will go faster. If you want to position it to get the accurate, to align it to something, you just move the pixels as you want. You can increase the pixels. The more the pixels, the more it will move faster. So if I want to move it to top, I will tap on top here. If I want to bring it down, tap on bring down here, right? I can use the pixels to help me move it faster or slower, as anyhow I want it to be, right? So that's the use of the position tool. And the next tool is relative position. Relative position, or what the relative position does is similar to, it's a brother to a position, but this one, it helps you, it works faster, or it helps you to position it either in the center, either in the extreme left or right, or top or down. So if I tap, this one is in the center. So if I tap here, you see it would be in the center. Let's put it here. If I tap here, you see that it's in the center. If I tap here, it will go to the extreme left, right? So if I type here, you see that it can come to the left. If I tap here, to come to the right. So it helps you to position your text or your font or your writings in a specific side of the working space, right? If I want to bring it down here, I'll tap on down, it comes to down, top, it go to top, right? So it moves faster for you, unlike the position in which you move it slower or bit by bit, right? So that's how the relative position is used. And the next tool is size. Size helps you to size the work. You can manually size any text by tapping on this edge here and moving it, minimizing it, and extracting it. As I'm doing, you move it back, front, in any way you want the size to be, right? But then we have a tool here that can help you do it faster, right? So if you tap on size, you can increase the size. The size is 64. If I want to increase it, I'll increase it. It has now become 79. It gives you a face size for your test, right? You can manually do it as I shown you, and you can do it this way too. You can increase it. This one give you a face size. It give, if you have the size in, maybe you want the size of the test to be 100, you just move it 100, right? So it helps you to give a specific size to your test. That's how the size also does. The padding works when you are especially when you are using a stylish or a script font. When I mean by a script font, it's a font that is stylish. It's not a regular font. It's come with some serifs, you understand it when you start designing. And when you are using this font, some parts of the font will be cut away, right? So this will help you to reveal the cutting font. Let me show you something. If this font can, yes. So when you look at the font now, or the text now, you could see that the D is not appearing well. So for you to reveal the D well, for you to see the D, the whole D, I don't know if you are seeing it. You see that some part has been cut away. So to reveal it, you have to come to padding. So the padding, it is in the left side. So let's increase the padding, the left padding, right? So you increase it. If you increase the size, you can see the cut part well. It can do same to the right and the left side too. So we have left padding and we have right padding. Are you guys getting me? So if the right part is cut away to, let me see, this one is not working. It is not a script font, that's why you are not getting it. But when you start designing, you will grab it, right? So that's how padding is used. Let's come to color. Yeah, as the name implies, it's the color tool help us to choose a color for our test. So when it comes to color, we have many colors here. You can choose any color you want for the test. Yellow, right, blue, yeah, white, no, it's not white, this white, yeah, and we have black, blue, red, yeah. So you can choose any color for your test based on the design, what you are designing, and the color you want. We have every color here. You can custom a color too. You can come to the plus and custom a color too, right? So that's how the color is used. There's a lot to learn about this color tool here, but then as this tutorial, I just want to brief you and introduce the tools to you. Sake of tutorial, I will not dive well into it. So let's tap on check mark. Once we start designing, you know more about how to custom colors, how to select colors for a specific test and words, right? So let's come to texture. Texture helps you to give an image texture to a test, right? It's simply that. So this test here is a default test. If I'm to give a texture to it, it's not appear well. So let's jump about the texture and come to opacity. As the name implies, opacity, it helps you to give reduce or increase the opacity of a test. Maybe you want to reduce the opacity of a test, you come to opacity, right? You can use this slider here, or this sign here. This plus means you are adding the opacity, minus means you are reducing the opacity of the test. So if I move it here, you can use the slider here. So if I move it to my 14 here, you can see that the opacity of the test is too low, but if I increase it, you see that now it is clear and vivid enough for you to see. So you can use the slider here to increase and reduce the opacity of the test based on how you want it and how you want it people to see it in your design, right? So once we start designing, you know more about opacity. I think it's even clear. Yeah, so let me tap on the check mark here and let's move on. I don't want this tutorial to be lengthy, but it's taking too much time, right? So let's move where we rotate. Rotate helps you to rotate, right? As you can see, helps you to rotate the test. It helps you to, based on the angle you want. If you want 90 degrees, you just move it 90 degrees. It will be in this vertical, this vertical, horizontal, I don't know. So let me tap on the check mark here. That's how rotate is used. Yeah, helps you to rotate the text on where you want it to be, right? So let's come to mask. Mask is one of the tools that are, I don't know how to put it. It's not easy to learn about it. I will do a tutorial on only mask 2 for you. So let's move on. Fonts. As the name implies, fonts. Fonts helps you to choose a font for the test. There are many default fonts that Pixelab has provided here. When you come to fonts, you see fonts here, right? Many fonts. You can choose any of them. Let me choose this one. We have Amaranth Bold. We have Arm Wrestler. These are fonts that you can use depending on the design you are doing. You don't have to use any font for any design. No, each design based on the title and the legibility and how you want it to be, then you go for the font, a specific font for it. You don't have to choose a font just by choosing sake, right? So we have many fonts here. Pixelab has provided, these are default fonts, but then if you want to have your own fonts, you have many fonts that are premium. You can download and then you can upload it on Pixelab. So when you come to my font, it means the font is for you. You upload it. Yeah, you choose these fonts, you downloaded it and upload it. So I have my own fonts here. These are my own fonts that I use in designing. And recent is in the recent folder. You see fonts that you just recently used, right? So if you followed me when I was tapping the fonts at the default fonts, you could see that I tapped on these fonts here. The Amaranth Bold, I tapped on it. So these are the fonts that I recently used, right? So the default font that I recently used will appear at the top, and my font that I recently used will appear here. Yes, I use this font, Amaranth Bold, and these fonts in my design. So they are recent fonts and they will appear here, right? I want to speed up so that the tutorial will not be all that lengthy for you guys. If it's lengthy, it becomes boring. So guys, let's move on where I am. We are finished with font. So style help you to bold, italic and underline the text. So if you want to bolden the text, you just tap on bold. But then some fonts are bold already, so if you want to bold it, the bold effect will not appear on the, or it will not work on the bold fonts, right? Some of this font is bold already, so if I tap on bold, nothing will happen to it, right? But if I want to italic it, it will be italic, it will be slanted. If I want to underline it, it will be underlined. But this T here, you see T that has been slashed. It means if I want to go back to the actual font where the style effect will not appear on it, right? It will not be bold. If I don't want it to be bold, maybe I bolden it and I don't want it to be bold again, I'll tap on the T slash here so that it will come to the normal font as it was, right? So I'll tap on the check mark. I think I have done with the style. So the curve as the name implies, the time is almost 20 minutes, right? And you have not even done with it. All right, so let me do my best. So what is it to the curve help you to bend the font. So if you want to bend it to 20%, you just move it as how you want it to be based on what you want it to be in the design. So if you want to bend your text, you just come to curve. So it's to curving the text. That's how. Let me come to. Okay. Okay. So let's come to background. If I want to give a background to the text, I'll come to background. Here I will enable it. If you want to give a background, just enable it. We have many background colors that you can choose. If I want blue background for the text, I'll choose it. So any background, but make sure that there's contrast between the text and the background so that it makes it very legible, right? So make sure the contrast between the text and the background is good, right? So we have left padding. If you want to increase the left background to be more, you just use the padding here. You have right padding, yeah, right? So as I'm doing it, I hope you guys have seen what I mean. So let me tap on the check mark. I've done with the background. So align when you are writing or when you are using a text in a sentence form and you want to align the text on one line on how you want, based on how you want it, you come to align, right? So align, we have left align, middle align and right align, and we have justify here. Justify is also part of alignment, right? So if this is just a word, or just it's not a sentence, not even up to a sentence, just a name, a word, right? So I will not, if you use alignment here, it not take effect, right? So if only you are the text you are using is in a sentence form or in a statement form, then you can use alignment. So that's it. That's alignment. We have spacing. If you want to give spacing, you have, if you count spacing, we have letter spacing and word spacing. If you want to give a spacing to your text, you just, if you want to space the letters, you come to spacing and just space the letters. The space of the letters will increase, right? So I mean, if you want to increase the space of the letter, just come to here and increase the space of the letter. If you want to reduce it so that it will close, based on how you want it, use the letter space. And you want to increase the spacing of the words, you select words, select, it will turn to, the background will turn to red. Then you use the slider here to increase the spacing between the words, right? So that's how it is. Tap on the check mark if you get the effect or the spacing you want, right? So let's move to the next tool here. That's the line spacing. If you are the test, or the text is in a line form, if maybe you have a text, one is at the top, one is down, one is in a line form, yeah, this spacing will help you to give space to the right. So as I'm doing, you see spacing, the space between the text, the one at the top and the down will be as you want, right? So line spacing helps you to space the words or the words in a sentence in a line form, so that you get what you want, Charlie. It's becoming, the time is too, it's going, right? So stroke helps you to give a color stroke to your text. When you come stroke, we have many colors here, so you choose any color, that any color stroke that you want for the text. Then you can increase the stroke weight. Here's the stroke weight. Use the slider. If you want the stroke to be 20, based on how you want it, you use the slider. If you want the stroke to be full, that's 42, you move the slider. You can use the plus and then minus here to move it if you don't want the slider, right? So that's it guys. Let's tap on the check mark. We are at shadow. If you want to give shadow to your, let me come back. If you want to give shadow to your text, come to shadow. So you see some shadow, and with the shadow, what I know is that in actual real life, shadows are in black, right? But here you can choose any color for the shadow. You can choose blue, any color for the shadow, right? If you can choose white for the shadow too, right? Anyhow you want it. And we have some options here. You can play with it to get what you want, right? So there are many tools in Pixelab. If I'm to explain all of it, the tutorial will be more than an hour. So I have to stop with the test. You have inner shadow and boss perspective. This here, this from inner shadow coming to the end to that reflection. When you are using it, you have to be a master in Pixelab, because these tools helps you to get 3D effects. And with 3D effects, if you're not master, you will spoil your work, right? So I will not introduce to you. As time goes on, I'll do a special tutorial on these tools for you. My time is even up, so let me quickly brush you to the second tool here, right? This image tool, as I told you, this image tool. Let me tap on here. So when you come to image tool, we have stickers, and I don't normally want to talk about it because I don't use it in my designs. I don't use it, right? So let me tap on it and and for you to see what is there. So stickers, we have many stickers here. These ones, you see the crown on it, it means it's a, you have to get the Canva, the Pixelab Pro, the premium version of Pixelab, so that you can access these stickers here. So if you tap on it, you will not get it. So we have the 4 stickers here. These are all the 4 stickers. You can use it, but yeah, so you can use this one here, right? You can use this one here in your designs, even when you are maybe when you are designing some certificate or something like that, you can use it. But then I don't use them, right? We have many stickers here. Pixelab has automatically provided for you. That's what makes Pixelab an awesome and amazing design app, right? So tap on the check mark if you want this, and then you use it in your design, right? But then I don't normally use them, so let me delete it. So let me come back to this tools here. So with the image tools, the tools here are few, right? So when you want to import an image, just come to import. When you want to import an image, just tap on import, and it will send you straight to your gallery. right? These are the images that I just downloaded. And if you tap here, if you tap on this arrow here, you can change the folder so that you can upload the image if you know the folder where it is. If you want to upload it from your image, I have this, right? These are my downloads, right? So you go to your gallery and upload any image you want. If you want this one here, you just tap on it and it will be uploaded. It will send you here. You have to crop it and you have to choose a size for it, the frame you want it to be. Yeah, so if you want to crop it, use this one here to crop it. This dots at the edges here, at the corners here, to crop it. If you want to crop it like this, as we crop pictures, yes, so that you can cut some part out if you want to. So we tap on the check mark here and then you upload an image to your designing. So that's a way to upload an image when you are designing, right? So let me delete it and come back. So this tool here helps you to draw. Do you know that you can draw in Pixelab? Yeah, Pixelab helps you in drawing. So if you are designing a certificate and you want to do your signature in any form of signature, just come to draw, right? If you want to draw, you just move your hand on the working space you will be drawing. So if you are done with the drawing and want to change the color, you can tap on the colors, any of the colors here. You can delete it, you can erase it. If you come to erase, you can erase them. You come to pen size and you erase them. Yeah, you can erase them, right? So when you have a leisure time, take your time and know more about these tools and play along with it to understand and know exactly how they are used. So that's it. That's the draw tool. Let me delete it and go back. So if you want to draw anything, if you want to draw Kofi, then you draw, right? If you want to draw Amma, then you draw Amma. So you have to use them at their right place. Don't just draw. There's no need to draw, don't draw. Don't play with with the tool like that, you know. So let's tap on the check mark. I think this draw is nice, but then let me delete it. I'll come back and draw something nice, right? So this shape tool helps you to use shapes. When you tap on here, it will automatically bring you the shapes, but when you come to this dot arrow here, you can you have many shapes here that you can use. You have circle, many shapes. You have circle, pentagon, octagon, nonagon. You can have many shapes that you can use. So depending on the shape you want, then you just come here and tap on it, right? Let me tap cancel, right? You can use the slider to get a shape you want. You can change the color of the shape. When you come to color, you can change the color of the shape. You can choose any color for it. You can increase the radius of the shape. Radius means the radius helps you to gives the curve to the shape, helps to give a roundness to the edges of the shape, right? So you can get circle. Even if it's a square, you can reduce the radius to 100, you can get a circle based on how you want it to be, right? So all these tools are um introduced to you, you have to understand how they are used and use them at their right place. Don't just use them for using sake, no, right? Use them at their right place. So we have blur radius. This all you understand when we start designing. We have many tools under the shape. Let me tap on the check mark. So when you tap on the check mark, you get your shape and you will use it in your design. Use it wisely and use it nicely in your design. You will surprise with the outcome that you get. Let me delete it if you are not coming to use it. The bezier tool is like the I just told you in the font. Okay, the bezier tool is like this tool, this mask tool, right? They are similar, but then you have to know more before you use it. But then for the sake of the tutorial, I will not touch it because it is controversial. You have to understand it before you use it. So I will not touch the bezier tool. But the arrow helps you to Pixelab helps you to get arrow so that you can use in the design. Amazingly, I don't use this arrow tool in my designs. I haven't even tried it before because if I want arrow, just go and download it and use it. So I can't say much about it. So let me tap here and discard it, right? So these are the tools under the image tool, under this middle tool here. These are the tools under it. I hope you have understand it. So let's come to the fourth tool. This will be my last tool I will be introducing to you. So let me come here, and when you come here, you see many tools. And as I told you, this tool helps you to choose a background for your design, right? A background for your design. So when you want to change the color of the background, just come to this to come here, tap on color. You see many colors here. Let me choose color. We have gradient colors here too. Gradients are combination of two or more colors, right? So if you want two or more colors for your background, tap on gradient and you choose a gradient for it. You see gradient of this colors, gradient of this. You can see that the base is blue, black, something like this, right? And the top is different. So that's how the color is used. So if you need any color for your background, just you come, you see, once I tap on the color, to affect the whole background. The background color will change. So if I want blue, I will choose blue. If I want red, grade any grade of red, if I want dark red, I will just tap on dark red. If I want light blue, I don't know the color well, so if I want this color, to any color you want, any color, you can choose it from here. That's the use of the color when you tap on the background tool here, right? So if you want the background to be transparent, you just tap on transparent. So you see no color for the background. So if you want it to be transparent, tap on transparent. We normally use transparent backgrounds when we are designing a logo and you don't want the logo to be have a background, just use the transparent. If you want to change the size, but then let me come back. If you want to change the size of the working space, just tap on image size. So these are the size I'm using. They are the square size, right? That's the width should be the same as the height. That's the square size. But if you want any size for your work, or any specific size, just custom a size, right? But if you tap on this arrow here, Pixelab has provided some custom size for you. They have provided a square size, profile picture, YouTube thumbnail. So if the size that you want is on the list, you can choose it, but if it's not, you can custom the size by putting in the numbers of the size. If you want the weight to be, and then you put in the weight number here. If you don't want to change the height, then you change the height too, based on the size you want, right? So let me tap on okay. The reason why you have to custom size in your designs is that each design has its own size. The size of a business card will not be the same as the size of what should I say, of an invitation card size, design size, right? So that's the need why you should custom a size. So let me tap on okay. This tutorial is taking too much time. So we have done with image size and I know you have understand it, right? So let me come to the crop. The cropping tool is not highlighted, so I'll not talk about it. We don't normally use it here. When you get your size straight, there's no need to crop anything, right? So let me come to image. Pixelab has provided some default images here that you can use as a background. So if you want this as a background, you choose it. I don't want it. If you want this, then you choose it. If you want this shape, this background image too, then you choose it. This one is beautiful. If you want it, then you choose it. Pixelab has provided this default backgrounds for you guys. That's it. So when you come to image, that's what you get. So from gallery, this folder here, so if you want to import or upload a background from your gallery, just come to from your gallery. As the name implies, it will send you straight to your gallery. Then you choose the background you want. If I want, let me choose this. If I want this as my background, I'll just choose it. If I want to crop it, I can use this any of these tools or the size I want it. I'll tap on here, but I want it to be like this, so I'll tap on the check mark. You see I have changed the background by importing the background from my gallery using the from gallery tool here, right? So that's how it is used. So from camera, if you want to take the camera, what I am saying, if you want to change the background by using the camera, by capturing something around you to use it as a background, you can use the from camera. Haven't you used it before? Let me try. So right, that's it. If you want to capture a background from your environment and use it as a background in your design, you can use the from background. Guys, I think I'm done. These tools here, they are helping tools. Some of them are helping tools. They are not the basic tools. They are helping the tools, the main 5 tools here. And as I told you, this tool here, the last tool, it helps you to um give effect to the background, change the contrast. If you want to change the contrast of the background you choose, you can use it. The hue, this background I chose is a black color, so I don't want to play with it, but then if you have time, play with it, you get to understand what I'm saying, right? So if you want to save your work after designing and you want to save, you just save here. right? You just save here, you just save your work here, just tap here, so you save it. But I would advise, every time you are saving a work, I would advise you that you save it as project first. So save as project. Project means the design will be saved in your in the Pixelab app. So anytime you want to visit it and make some changes, you can come to the Pixelab app and tap on your project and make some changes. So you save it. Once you are saving it in as project, you have to save it with a name, the name of the design. So maybe birthday, if maybe you say birthday flyer. I have birthday flyers as project in this Pixelab app. That's why there are many options here. So if you want to save it as birthday flyer, you can choose it. But then if you want to make it different, you can put in the name birthday design one, right? So birthday design one, you save it. Okay, I will advise you that anytime you are saving your design, save it as project first, so that you will not lose it. Anytime you want to visit it and make some changes, you can visit it, right? After that, you save it as image. You tap on save as image. Once you tap on save as image, the design is JPG, meaning it has no transparency, meaning it has a background, so you just leave it as that. But if it's a logo, it will select itself. If the background is transparent, it will select PNG. PNG means there's no background, right? So if there's no background, it will be selected as PNG, but if there's background, it will be selected as JPG. So I will not advise you to tap here. If you want to tap here, then it means you know what you are doing. And if you are saving it, here are the dimension, but tap here if you want to save it, the design to be the saved design to have a high quality. Just save it as ultra. That's the high quality dimension here, right? So you save it as ultra, save it to your gallery, meaning the design is going to sit beautiful and perfectly in your gallery. It will be sitting in your gallery waiting for you. So guys, that's how I do it. That's how we do it. Here's the layer part, layer tool here. Any element that you use, you will see it here. So if you want to delete it, if you want to move it back, front, anything like that, I'll do a special tutorial on that for you guys. So that is it, guys. Thank you for following. This tutorial is lengthy, but I know you have learned something. Please kindly subscribe to this channel, turn on the post notification bell if you are new here, and then like, comment, share. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm just reminding you, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, guys. See you.